Welcome back to the Hyperbolic Gaming Chamber. We are back once again to dev some games. So I was deep in the mobile app store today, and this app store is in absolute shambles. Okay? The app store, they've just stopped regulating it, okay? All the borders are gone. They're just letting everyone in. So I was playing some games, they're just pure brainstem hooking into the bottom of my cerebellum type games. I never play any of those games, and I'm like, God, thank you. I thank myself for spending, hours on these games. So definitely something wrong there. I think hopefully we can make something that's somewhere in between, where you're like, this game is fun, but also I want to die. Somewhere in between there, I think would be the ideal game structure. So that's what we're going to try and do. But it remains to be seen if this game will be able to do that. We're making good progress. And to be honest, we've almost recorded, I think, almost all of the progress. I do a lot of work off stream as well. Off recording as well. But somehow it does seem we've been able to do a lot of work recently. And it's only been like 14 days. So hopefully, if we continue at this rate, we should have something palatable. I'm hoping by the end of next week, the game will be done. But it does leave some things to be desired, TBH, because the game, it requires some I'll just switch to my screen. It might require a little more sauce. So I've been trying to think of what the progression would be like. I was thinking, we could just do levels, but is levels dead? Levels might be dead. Levels may be dead. As a concept. So maybe we're also looking for the wrong. Thing. I'm thinking maybe we could save it with the levels thing, but it really remains to be seen. I would really be skeptical if that's truly the case. But we could build a simple level editor. Not level editor, the simple level selector. Or we can just vampire survivor it, and there's actually no levels, but the game is just tuned, and it's just see how far you get every time. That could be fun, but the issue is there's no additional dimensionality that we can add for power-ups. Typically in vampire survivors, the medium for dimensionality is HP, right? So you can do different things. You can hit enemies more often. You can do knockback. But pretty much the most useful one that you want is something damage related. But in this game, the words are the damage, so it doesn't quite make any sense. It also breaks things if, for example, I do a move, it does damage, and it breaks another word. So for example, if let's just say we refresh the page. The way the algorithm works to choose the word you type in, there can only be 26 different words on the screen, each mapping to a unique letter in the alphabet. 52 if we include different casings. But if I type S, right, and let's say a power-up activates and it takes off the first letter of something like L, now when I press A, I press AY, but now this says A, right? So what would happen to the word that is already set to and, right? Because I would have, if I press A, do I mean anguage or and? So that's kind of an issue. So yeah, that's kind of a problem. So I was thinking that every power-up could just be something like crowd control. For example, you could have something like fears, or other things like knockback, which would push words back. That way we could increase how nonsensical the map gets with more people. How nonsensical things become. At the same time, I'm not gonna lie though, the game is kind of saucy right now though. But yeah, I would think we could do the power-up thing. That would save us from having to create levels, and we could maybe be somewhere between a game that actually like maybe fun. It also is sort of dopamine. Also hooks into your cerebellum, so maybe that's ideal. We also need to fix the whole thing. The whole thing with letters being off screen. But recently I was thinking maybe it could be that we could just make the letters smaller, like in general. Because on mobile, it's actually not too bad. The screen, the word size. Actually, on mobile, I think the word size is almost perfect. But it could be smaller. But I think the way it plays right now is like the ideal size for both on screen and mobile. So maybe we can't make them smaller. We could definitely spawn them better though. And I think there's a couple of things happening that we need to change. There's like the whole point is to be like a power fantasy with things coming at you, right? If that's the case, at my current level, at least on keyboard, I can't be stopped. So I'm wondering if things are too simple. But it could be that yeah, so this, I mean, it's only spawning something like once a second. So I think if we were to bring it up, it would definitely get crazier, and we could add different types of enemies and whatnot. That way, look, actually, yeah, we could actually make this interesting if we change the power-ups to be crowd control. If they're more crowd control based, you still have to type everything. But maybe, for example, some enemies might make a group of enemies travel faster. That might be something you might require some crowd control for. The words, like for example, when you have something like this, like look, there's too much going on here. You can't even tell what's going on. It would make more sense if we spread the words out and there was a line connecting, straight line connecting the words instead. That way we'd stop a bunch of overlap. But additionally, for example, I guess we would change how things spawn. But anyway, I think two things would spawn each other like this, presume, and it's a little hard to see. But these are both unlucky because they're moving at the same speed. So maybe we could do something like that. I'd wonder if we need a couple more enemies first though. Or if they should be... What if every power-up... What if every power-up is a cursed power-up? It's interesting though because we did have some ideas about. Did have some ideas about stuff like Ascension, but that would mean that there's no such thing like that. And actually, no, there could be. Or maybe the other dimension that could be crowd control and removal of entire enemies. Few different ways to take this. I guess that's the whole point of the prototyping. You could try the Vampire Survivor style choice pick, but then that would kind of be straight up dopamine. But it does feel like the game, if you do the vampire survivals thing, it does feel like if you just kind of play the game regularly, that it sort of makes sense. Like with no levels. But if you don't do the vampire survivor thing, it doesn't feel like all of the power-ups and the ascension stuff actually, I feel like, makes more sense in the endless style. I guess that's the whole point of the prototyping. You could try the vampire survivor style choice thing, but I don't really understand how it works with the ascension thing. If we did some vampire survivor style nonsense, maybe that would be ideal. I just realized there's a timer on the screen. That was left over. The vampire survival style. I think the ascension thing could still work, but you could maybe only ascend. You get basically stronger over time with the zombie survivor stuff, but then if you keep your combo up, then you would ascend, get a slight buff, and do a new move on ascension. Maybe that would be flames. Yeah, that might be best. So at least to start there, we'd probably need some sort of level thing. Bar up here doesn't really make sense. That's where enemies come from. You have 2 bars on the side. One would be your level. The first bar is for the level. What would the second bar be? Well, level and ascend. I guess we can do the level thing first. That would mean we would hide on the camera. We would hide the oh yeah, we'll hide this text thing. So, you know what? Maybe we'll try that. I think I see what I'm saying. I think I see what I'm saying. The thing that communicates what I'm trying to do the most, or the best. We have quarter, remember. I see. Mm. That would mean that we'd have to add the combo thing and the level thing. That would mean we would need a bar element in the script. And then from there, yeah, I think we could do that. I'm trying to play it in my head to see how it would work, but sometimes it is just a lot of thinking. Then we could add the levels and the combo meter. One issues at the Okay. Okay, I think we can do this. So I was trying to think through all the nonsense. So I think we should be able to do it. First thing we add is level on this side, and then I think we can add the combo on this side. To start, we'll need a bar element that is easily reusable. So we can just make that really quickly. And I think we already have the makings for the combo thing. We just have to respond to on hit and on miss. So I'll make a new user interface. Just a group element. I'll delete this one, and I'm just gonna call this one combo. Underneath it, it's going to have a new element. Just going to be a text element. Should be able to see this on screen, which we can. It's actually really small. I think it'd just be like that though. We change this to front. I'm gonna move this whole thing over. Maybe that's too far. Oh, I keep forgetting the screen is, ugh. The screen is maintained on this little tiny nonsense. You should probably fix that scaling later on, because that doesn't really make any sense. Oh, so I think what we want to change might just be here instead. I wonder if that would ruin performance though, because the reference size of the screen. Maybe that's fine. I have the text. I think from here we can just add a script component, and then we pretty much want the text to match. So actually, I'll just make one in VS Code real quick. And then we have comma meter.prototype initialize. We'll set it equal to a function. We specifically would like to listen to things like hits and misses. I guess we could just pipe it to the type. Yeah. I guess we already have something. I think we can just duplicate this. Let's say letter missed. We can just have something like this, not combo equals 0. And then if we already have the combo, I don't think we need to do anything else other than display that information. So we probably don't need this Well, I guess this could update both. Yeah, this could update both the text. This could send out events like the new value of the combo meter. Let's say on letter miss, right? Then we're gonna have something like combo, right? Oh wait, no. If we miss, we're gonna set combo equal to 0. Right, and we can say both on letter hit and on letter miss. We'll say this dot fire combo miss, right? And then it would get the new combo value. Then in combo meter, we can just respond to both of these. Then in here we could say combo miss. Combo miss. We could say on combo hit, right? It's gonna take a property. We can actually just duplicate this, right? Because on the hit, we'd like to go ahead, grab the text element, right, and set it equal to something. So we'd say we'll just say it's an entity and the default is null. From here, we can actually add the combo meter script. It already has the select entity, so we'll just take this and we'll select the text. Our combo hit, we can say if this dot text element, right? This dot text element dot element. And it's not really a text element, it's the text entity. You say this dot text entity dot this dot text entity dot element dot text is going to be equal to X combo. Now I'm realizing we're gonna pretty much copy this text and set it equal to X0. And so we actually don't need to pass anything in here. But maybe we will. We'll say last combo. Maybe we'll use it in the future. But actually, we're just gonna remove it for now because there's no need for it to know about it. So I think if we typing analyzer 30. Oh, I'm supposed to use pc.app. I guess in this version, I'm using the combo based on the keys, right? The keys type, because if you miss a key, then you'd mess it up. Interesting. You could probably drag it lower. That way you know. Right, so we have that now. And the other thing I was going to do was the level. That was going to be based on. Definitely was going to be based on some sort of bar mechanism. Same thing for the combo though. Maybe the combo could. Well, maybe we're going too far here, but I just wanted to test the level thing. So I feel like seeing the UI is part of it though. Be going up once you reach the scale of the bar would change constantly. And then yeah, the bar. Maybe we should run with the ascension thing first before we do the vampire survivor thing. So the other thing it needs access to is a bar that we can eventually just create. So just create a new entity. And it's just going to be an it's gonna be a bar, and then I don't think we need to make the whole thing. We can just make it a bar. I get to be slightly reusable though. Should add a new user interface element. Image element. I think we can fix this part later with it looking a little weird. We'll create one more element. It's gonna be this one. I guess we'll just call it bar. And it should have some attributes, bar.prototype, because I'd like to create it or modify the attributes. You can instantiate it with the attributes, and then we could also modify them, right, with pass-through functions. So we could say bar.prototype, bar.attributes.add. Should be type of number, and it would have a default of 0. have max value. Should also be a number. The max would be 100. We have a function. Between one, and I guess the way I'm envisioning we would use this, so you'd call bar dot set progress. From where, I'm not exactly certain yet. Actually, this doesn't need anything like a current value or a max value, at least in its current version. You can always add that stuff after, but if we say set progress, I think I would just like it to change its height based on some of these things that are already set. So maybe height, its height could actually be a property. We just have bar.prototype.setProgress. We'll keep the assumption here, but then we can reach into use this dot entity find that height is going to equal I guess this is where the actual attributes.add max height, right? And the type would be a number, and the default would be, what is the default height right now? 400. So I think I see what the problem is. I think I have to delete. There's a script named bar that we have to delete. And then we have to rename this to bar.js. Max height is going to be 400. Image height is going to equal to this dot max height times percent. Then in the combo meter, if you do a miss, I'm just gonna add the bar as a entity. And then we'll just say this dot bar dot script dot get bar dot set progress, and then the progress we'd like to set it to is I'd like to do something like 100 is the ideal combo or something. Say what 100 combo divided by 100. And then here, we're just gonna set the progress equal to 0. So I think this should work. Right, I actually think it's working. And then I think the other, we should probably clamp it, or I guess it depends, but right now you could probably go over and through the bar, just because you could do like 110 divided by 100 and you get a value greater than 1. But I guess that's something you could just fix in bar by saying value equals pc.math.clamp something like 10 is more fun. The max height is 400, but default height we start is 1 so that it's not in the way. So now you can reach the top, and then if you mess up, you lose it. The UI on this needs to be fixed bad, but it's just to see if it is good. think it's just to say that this can be taken to look better later on. I'm trying to see if it. That's where it is right now. This is where I was gonna do the ascension thing, so let's assume every character has 4 moves. Good big stepping stone could be 10. Let me see it on mobile. Maybe a good set of steps would be something like I feel like a good step be something like 20, 60, so at this point, I would have already have casted one. Just have casted the other one. But it is kind of hard. I think this could work. I think this could work. It does seem like the other thing we're missing now is the other bar. So I think in the future, or we could block it out now. Player would cast something. And then I guess it really depends on when the ability should come out, because you don't want them to come out too frequently. I think I'm thinking too long about how when the ability should be casted. We can always figure that out. I think it's just to figure out if it's flames. Let's say I did indeed. Spawn enemies every half a second. This is definitely not how the game would be, but it's just a test. Yeah, I think the speed, I guess they all spawn, I'm pretty sure. Another issue is that they all spawn, I'm pretty sure when I wrote this spawning code, they all spawn at the same X, right? And ideally we would modulate the Y a little bit too. This would give us a more realistic feel as to how the spawning would actually work. This is a little better, but this seems like the area in which they spawn is even worse now. So I can't even see. Like, how did two of them end up spawned on top of each other? That is better, but the spawning is still really trash. Actually seeing it now. Because at max there can only be 26 entities on screen. I just realized. Okay, this is actually not bad, so I think that is not a bad place to stop for now.